What's up, everyone? It's Trey from Advent7, and I am joined today by Professor Shinobi.
How you doing?
And it's that time of the year again. Nando V Movies is hosting another collab series. This year's prompt, one musical scene. Now, there were a lot of options we could have picked from. My personal favorite was the Song of the Sea from Pokemon 2000. Or Andrew really wanted to do Scott Pilgrim's Space Battle.
But ultimately, there was one that a lot of us had to agree on was a very powerful musical moment. Ichigo's theme from Bleach, also called Number 1 by Hiro Saigutsu, with lead vocals by Hazel Fernandez. More specifically, it's a time in the Save Rukia arc, when the music stops with one finger.
Yeah, before we break down this scene, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and once you're done here, please check out the rest of the playlist. The link will be in the description down below. Alright, so, before we describe the scene, we gotta talk about Bleach as a whole, specifically the OST, because, oh my god, the OST. It is very unique. Like, I don't think I've heard anything that sounds like Bleach's OST anywhere else. And me personally, like 3 of Bleach's OPs are some of my favorite songs of all time.
It's very interesting that a soundtrack will vary between beautiful piano music, really somber rock, a Japanese flute, and what I can only really describe as acid metal mixed with soul.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a very good definition. And you can thank all of that crazy melding of experimental sounds to one man, Shiro Sagisu. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. You could also find his handiwork in almost every one of anything done by Evangelion, as well as he's working on Gridman. So he's got skill and he's got range.
The main theme for Ichigo, our main character, is called Number 1. And it definitely has that whole hero vibe to it, that you're gonna be the one in the center stage, you're gonna be the one that will make it, you're gonna have your name on everybody's lips. But Ichigo as a character is also very, very unique in shonen. He's often compared to the big 3 for Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and One Piece, but he was also basically the diametric opposite of Goku. He's intelligent, he's the best in his class, he has orange hair and a black outfit. He's very, very dependent on his friends. He's not always the person to be the one to do all the rescuing all the time. But there was one very interesting wrinkle in the plan of I need to save Rukia, and it wasn't Rukia's brother, it was one of the other captains. Captain 5, Aizen.
We gotta talk about the theme song itself, which is an amazing song. So, first of all, we actually hear this in episode 1, which is great. It is already established as Ichigo's theme. The first time he turns into a Soul Reaper and saves the day, this song plays, and this song makes you feel empowered.
Yes, it does.
The drum beat that starts it off, it's already just first couple drum beats almost feels 80s rock almost, because then it goes into the guitar. And to me, part of me thinks it's hearing this guitar and thinking, I feel like I'm listening to the Power Rangers theme song.
Very much so, and then we get the acid feel of the synth to get in, that it's like a weird mix between guitar, and you also then get the vocals by Hazel that sound like the muses from Hercules.
Or another good connection is from the power line from a Goofy movie, a classic touchstone among us millennials.
Absolutely it does. But yeah, that blend of acid, funk, and rock is very, very reminiscent of our main character. He's just a human as far as we know, but he was able to take way too much power as a Soul Reaper and was ridiculously overpowered as one. More than a human should have been.
Yeah.
And so this mix of finding out who he is later on of multiple different types of heritage makes this idea of a marriage of different sounds, very, very reminiscent for our hero. So number one is a great track, not just because it's iconic and separate from a whole bunch of other series, but it reflects the character it's about.
Yeah, it's one of those times where it's like, yeah, it could have been easy just to make a simple leitmotif of, this is Ichigo, he's here to save the day. But they made a anthem for him. A sound that just, when you hear it, you assume that everything's gonna be okay. Because he's here, and he's number one.
Yeah, it's basically like words of affirmation the whole time, and it's just like, he's not going down. He's not going to lose when this song is playing. This is our definitive leitmotif hero song.
But let's talk about the scene then. So
yes,
this scene takes place in episode 60 or 61. I can't remember now. I think it was 61 actually. Renji has just barely saved Rukia, but Aizen apparently teleported them back to the Executioner's Hill. And while Renji is coming to the startling realization that Aizen, Gin, and Tosin have betrayed the 13 Guard Squad, murdered so many people, and now are here to take Rukia away because she's holding something very precious to Aizen's plans. And Aizen just continues to approach to get Rukia. One song from the OST, On the Precipice of Defeat, starts to kind of play in the background. And Renji's thinking, oh my god, but he was my captain. But I'm not letting him take Rukia. He's guarding Rukia with his life. He's not going to let anything happen to her. Aizen says, it's like, okay, you can keep her in your arms, but the rest of you's gotta go. Takes a swing of his sword, but Renji luckily blocks most of the attack. He still takes some damage. Renji decides to fight back. He activates his Shikai and then launches his sword, and then Aizen catches it!
And then breaks it.
It's like he catches the sword that extends and then just shatters it to pieces. It's all on the ground now. Renji once again goes into, well, we are doomed. He's still going to protect Rukia, but he kind of is accepting defeat. Until Ichigo shows up. Hooray! The hero has arrived.
Yep. Main character in his new Bankai form, the ultimate release, an unprecedented speed about learning this, and our hero is here to finally save the day from our traitor captain.
And of course, to lighten the mood a little, they decided to have Ichigo and Renji argue / try and one-up each other, because that's their dynamic right now.
As a last-ditch effort, Renji finally summons up the will to take all the pieces of his sword, aim them at Aizen, as Ichigo will finally do his final attack and run up to take on Aizen.
So we launch into number one. The drums beat, you hear that guitar riff, and then Hazel's vocals cut through. We hear those first few words, and then as Ichigo comes in from behind to strike Aizen, Aizen turns around, holds up one finger, catches the blade, and the music stops. It's silent. Ichigo is almost cut in half.
At this point, shock and confusion truly set in. Not only are we seeing that he is truly powerful, but that he is just walking over everyone. Nothing can stop him. All tropes that should have won the day completely crumple at the plans of Aizen. When he finally reveals that all the backstories were finally coming together because he was the one behind them. I'm the one between all your sufferings. I am the one who has planned everything up until this point. The Aizen you knew was not one that even existed in the first place.
And with that, Aizen is triumphant. He leaves in a blaze of glory. He reshapes his hair to give him this awesome mullet and opens a tunnel to Hueco Mundo. And they escape.
It won't be until about episode 308 where we finally see both of them have another confrontation. But the impression that we always got from Aizen was the moment that he lifted one finger to stop the main character. It's a song that is worth remembering, not because it was just a really great collaboration, but they knew when to play it and when to stop.
Once again, we have to give a big thanks to Nando B Movies for hosting this collab. If you're feeling inspired to make your own video, please go do that and then send it to Nando B Movies on Twitter. For more content on anime, video games, and comic books, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at advent_7. And of course, check out our main website, advent7.com. From Advent7, I'm Trey, and I was joined by Professor Shinobi, and we will see you all next time. Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.